other side, and it's eviction night number 4! What Corker is a quick recap of what's gone down tonight.
I can now reveal the celebrity housemate with the fewest votes and 4th to be evicted is Liz. Liz, you have lost your place in the Celebrity Big Brother house. You have 30 seconds to say your goodbyes.
I bet you're gutted. Liz's biggest fan is absolutely gutted. Well, listen, that's what happened earlier on, but let's check in on the housemates and see if they really do miss Liz. Or, you know, maybe they just don't give a shiz.
I don't feel so bad tonight.
Good man.
You know, because all that shit with Linda and everything, I think the public are seeing it, you know? You're right.
I'm trying to...
As I said up in the thing, I said, every time something happens, Dappy does this to me. Yeah. I said, why does Dappy do that? I said, he's protecting me. They said, from who? I said, from me!
You know that, bro. You know that.
Chef, do you mind if I baste your chickens for you? Lou, shall I baste these? Oh, yes, sure. I'll do them. I'll do it. No. Excuse me. Have a look at our supper. Yeah.
Don't really look like they're missing out. Oh, well, listen, with another housemate, they really don't, do they? Put a jacket potato on. With another housemate act, there's lots to discuss, but first, let's meet tonight's panel. And I think it's fair to say these three definitely ain't afraid to speak their minds. Hashtag no filter. First up is a former housemate who holds the record for the quickest formal warning in Big Brother history and is so rich, she used to call the Savoy Hotel a home. Please raise your Ferrero Rochers. It's Gina Rione! Next up, he's the ultimate Big Brother housemate who loves boobies and Coke. Well, no, sorry, he loves the boobie and he loves Diet Coke, just to clear that up. It's the legend, John McCririck. You can always rely on John McCririck. And finally, in the immortal words of Danielle Marr, who the fuck does Sophie fucking Anderton fucking think she fucking is? Well, I can tell you she is, Danielle. It's Sophie fucking Anderton. Well, we were served another tasty eviction tonight, so let's get stuck straight in. Gina, are you surprised by tonight's result?
Not really. I'm not surprised. I do like Liz, and I'm really sad that she's gone now, because I really like her. She's really grown on, like, everyone as well. But I'm not surprised.
It's a shame, because Liz just started sort of coming out of herself. We saw her in the hot tub and then the like, comedy routine. Yeah. It is a shame that she's gone. Soph, what about you? Are you surprised?
I'm not surprised, but I'm gutted, because I love Liz. I would have preferred... Thank you, guys. I would have preferred Jim to be out.
Really?
Well, OK, so it's a it's a tight one between Sam and Jim. Sam, watching paint dry is more interesting. Jim, I find he stands for everything I can't stand in a man. So he's a chauvinistic pig.
Well, you lot are being a bit ratty tonight. What are we thinking? I mean, I've got to come to you. You are Liz's biggest fan. I'm sorry, I've worn all black. Look.
I can't believe that she's actually out. I am so upset. She is so wonderful.
I think just a quick moment. What's your name?
Martin.
Martin, can we just have 1 moment silence for Martin? No, a moment silence for Martin.
Yeah, please.
No, that's enough now. You're done. Right. Who's happy Liz has gone? Oh, Billy's happy. She's got a gold dress on. Go on, girl.
I'm so happy because she left it too late to come out. But it was kind of nice to get to understand her, that she's got personality problems in terms of relating to people. So shows like this do help people, but that's not what we're after. We want entertainment.
Well, let's hope it has helped her. Let's hope it has helped her. Let's make the best out of our situation. John, do you think the public have made the right choice?
I'm a journalist. Liz Jones, don't laugh. Liz Jones is a disgrace to our profession. No wonder journalists are despised like MPs and estate agents. Here is a woman, so tortured soul. She wrapped up in herself, so narcissistic. I'm one of her 69 million readers on the Daily Mail, and so many of her columns are the travails, the problems she's going through. She believes she's the only person on the planet who loves animals. No one else cares about them, apart from Liz Jones. And when you get people like her, what do people think of journalists? I'm not much better myself, I fully accept that. But she was miserable, she didn't contribute anything, she gave no help to the House, her agent told her to keep quiet. So a stupid woman listens to her agent and gets instructions from her.
So in a shorter story, you're happy, Liz?
Oh, well, everybody is. Everybody. She
Do you know what, John? I wish you would come on this show and just give us an opinion.
Yeah, but like me, in fairness to the woman, like me, she was voted out by virtually all the housemates. I was continuously, the whole lot of them, because I hated them and I wanted to get out. Whether she does, I don't know. But think of journalism as a profession. What do the public out there think when Liz Jones pops up as one of the leaders of our trade?
Well, she's lasted 2 weeks, John. She's done well. She's been saved from 2 before.
Yeah,
Gina...
Yeah, but people vote against other people. They didn't vote in favour of her.
Well, do you know what? We're going to ask her tonight. We're going to see what she's got to say. But Gina, obviously, you made it all the way to the final last year during Secrets and Lies. Do you think people start upping their game in the weeks of the final? And if so, who do you think is going to start upping their game now?
They definitely do, and they start, you know, controlling their behaviour. They definitely do. I think that Louisa will still be herself, hopefully. She's very, very entertaining. Hopefully we see another argument or two. I don't know. I think Jim is actually controlling himself. I really think he is. I really like Jim. I really like him.
As much as so many people have their preconceived conception of Jim, let's be fair, I was one of them, I'm not going to lie. And when I thought he was coming into my house last year, I thought, boom, that's my row. And then he obviously didn't come in. And he's gone in this series, and I think a lot of people have gone, I didn't want to like Jim, but I'm starting to actually like him, in all fairness, and I think that does need to be said, but...
Yeah, but Ryan, you can say this, Big Brother has never allowed an overweight, sexist pig in the house, have they? God. Never. There's never been one. So they...
I don't know.
Get back here, rebel! So Jim can't be a sexist pig, can he?
Moving swiftly on. Sophie, in your opinion, who doesn't deserve to make the final?
OK, it's rather controversial.
Oh, we love it. We don't do controversy on this show.
She seems a really nice girl. She seems lovely. You know, I don't dislike her in any way, but she doesn't add anything to the show. She doesn't give anything, and that's Sam.
Sam.
There is no entertainment, and it's a show, and it's about entertaining the public.
Do you think that's just Sam, though? Do you think she is just a lovely girl?
I think that perhaps she's a bit lost without having a script to follow.
What do you guys think? Who is just Sam?
I think Sam. Sorry, darling. I quite like Sam, as you said. I think she's a nice person, but going in that house, you've been selected to go in Big Brother house, you know, and people want to watch you. People want to see more character of you. There's no point sitting there and just, like, quiet and there's nothing coming out of you. And I'm actually quite disappointed in a way, you know, because I really wanted to see more of Sam, and I do like Sam, so please don't think I don't like her. I really want her, and I hope now she can probably come out a little bit more. Let's see a bit more. And Ollie. Sam and Ollie. Do we think
it's too late for them to come out of their shell? Oh, they're a bit divided. Well, listen, Gina, Louisa and Jim could be seen as this series, you and Dexter. How can we forget? So do you think Sam from this series could be seen as Sam from your series, you know, kept a bit in the background and then won it?
Maybe, possibly, because she's got a big following, you know, she was on Towie. I'm not too sure. I like Sam, she's very pretty to look at and everything, but then she's not really doing much. I'd like to see more from her. Like in Towie, she's doing a lot more, you know, God knows what. But then, yeah, which is scripted, obviously.
Do we want to see Big Brother give her a task, maybe? Yeah. Like, throw her into something, throw Sam and Ollie into something. But John, let me just quickly ask you, obviously, you know Jim Davidson, you spoke to him before he went into the house and gave him some McCririck advice. Has he listened to you?
He has, because all I said to him, the first 4 or 5 days, do nothing. Don't upset anyone. keep very low profile, which all housemates should do, and then go on and make them
And
laugh.
he sort of did, in all fairness.
And he's gone and done it. Jim has been true, except, of course, when he had in the Frank Carson's
dressing room.
That
which
was
we're
awful.
not going to bring up
That was a terrible shot, and he should never have done it. But the ones to go should be Ollie and Sam. And I'll tell you why. This is, I've said this before on the programme, and it is true in life, and you remember this, because it doesn't apply to you. The better looking a girl and a boy is, the less they have to do. They're there, people are fluttering around them, they'll do anything to bed them. They're not good in bed normally, they don't have to try. So Sam Fairs and Ollie have never had to make any effort to pull. Or I never had, because girls will be after me all the time. No, that's been my problem. Girls are all
Do you know what,
over
John?
me.
They just go for that app. Oh, they can't resist an app, some of them women.
If
Can they?
you were as good looking as I am, dear, then you wouldn't dare say that.
Oh, do you know what, John? If I was as good looking as you, I'd smash every mirror in the house. I love you, really. I love it. I know it. I'm going to do all this. But listen, so tonight, the housemates are nominating Face to Face, guys. I love pulling that one out the bag. Who's not safe?
So glad you guys didn't do that to us, because nominations is the hardest thing. Even if you don't necessarily get on with somebody, it's horrible, you know. So to do it face to face, I think is even worse. I don't think I could keep a straight face, because I couldn't come up with one proper nomination. So I actually feel really sorry for them.
Do you think Jim's an easy target?
I actually think after watching last night, funny enough, Linda...
Well, it's funny you say this, because I think a lot of the people that I've been seeing on Twitter, we want to sort of see Jim v Linda. We want to settle this matter once and for all, I think.
Well, I think Linda... I think Linda isn't safe. I've got a funny... I don't know whether Louisa's safe as well, necessarily, because she is rubbing people up the wrong way, and she is playing a game with different groups of people.
What about you guys? Who do we want out? Who do we want out?
I think if Linda goes, I think Louisa's going to be different, because I think that Linda's quite influential.
Do you think?
Yes. Yes.
She won't change. Louisa won't change. She'll stay the same. So that's why her character will stay like this right to the end. And I think she might script at the end and win it. I don't like the girl, but she's so interesting to watch. I think she could win.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate how dapper you look tonight?
Thank you, Riley.
You look lovely, darling. You look really nice. Thanks, guys. Give yourselves a round of applause. That was going to be but that is enough of Victory Trap for now. It's time for something more exclusive than an invite to the NTAs. And I did actually get an invite, believe it or not. Yeah. But, you know, I'm just at work. I'm a bit of a trooper. Have a look at this.
Do you reckon it's tonight we've got to nominate?
Yeah, 48 hours, they earn the money, don't they?
It's going to be fun, isn't it?
No, we ain't got to do it to each other.
This was honestly, like, easy. So she didn't give a fuck.
She just wanted to go home so much, didn't she?
She was... I've never seen her so happy. She was like...
She went to Louisa. Is it me? She said to me, thanks for being so nice to me.
Yeah, she's lovely.
She said that to me.
I said, well, we'll see you at the end. So
When she said to me, up the Essex girls.
Yeah, to me, I'm going to do it for the Essex girl. Just think she'll be with a man now.
Yeah.
And Big Brother's bit on the side.
I'm really excited for it, but I'm nervous as well.
She is nervous as well. Now, from another busy night in the house to the busiest woman on TV, I think you'll agree. It's time to give the Queen of Big Brother a very royal welcome. So please be upstanding for Mrs. Emma Willis. You look really nice in your little...
matching
We're not
this
matching
week.
tonight, but do you know what?
What's happening?
I'm liking the pastels, babe.
Are
I think
you?
it's really nice for your complexion.
Do you like my black thermals? That
Oh, hi,
thermal.
thermal. Matches her knickers.
It's colder, actually.
Oh, all right. Good, you got an husband. Well, listen, it all went off tonight in there. Are you pleased that Lisa's gone? Did you think she was going to go?
I did think she would go because Jim obviously is saved every time. He's got a massive following.
Yeah.
Sam has the Towie following.
Yeah.
But I'm disappointed to see Liz go because I think she was just
Slowly.
really coming out of herself.
We just said
she
it
was
in the
giving
audience.
some great
Is it
moments.
It might be. It's obviously was too late for her just to come out, but maybe she's that sort of girl. I mean, I know we're gonna have a chat with her in a bit.
I tell you what, she is so happy.
I know.
She's like, oh, thank God. She's really pleased to be out.
You touched on Jim. He's been saved.
Yes.
Every time he's been out. Is he unstoppable?
Are
we looking at our winner here?
Potentially, yeah. Jim, I think, will be in the final. Don't underestimate Dappy.
I know. I agree with you there.
Because, again, like you were just... I heard you saying about Jim, you know, you have a perception of him before he goes into the house. He goes into the house, proves something totally different. And for me, it was like that with Dappy. I expected one thing. And yes, he's been a bit of a bugger at times, but he's like that little brother that you can't help but love, but occasionally you just want to give a little clip round the ear to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He gets drunk and he goes in the diary room, and every now and then you hear him speaking normally.
Hello!
There he is. There's that little Dappy not being the gangster. And I just love it. I love that this show does that and it breaks somebody down. Not like physically breaks them down. But it takes away their layers and you get to see every aspect of their personality. So don't underestimate Dappy, I don't think. But yeah, Jim absolutely will be there to the final, in my opinion.
Let's talk about Louisa and Dappy. This one's just... Hello, blush. This has just come out of nowhere, and I'm looking at it...
Well, it hasn't come out of nowhere.
No, it's been an underline, let's be fair.
Think about the first week when he was watching them motorboat each other, the two girls,
yeah, but
in the
that's
back.
just casual, like, Friday night action.
Oh, that's just casual Friday night banter.
Yeah.
What parties do you go to?
Your parties!
Do you know what? She's a very sexual woman. He has a very large willy.
What a match made in heaven.
And as I said, like, he's a real... I don't mean this in a funny way. He's a real grower. He, you know, he grows on you. As I think if you didn't love him before, I can't believe that you don't really like Dappy at this point of the game. And I think on finale night, I have no doubt where they'll be.
In the hotel. I was about to say something. No, sure. Listen, let's move on to...
And do you know what? Maybe they won't be. Maybe they're just really good mates that like messing around together and taking the piss
like us
and
two.
flirting with each other.
Like us.
There's a difference, though, with us, isn't there? You don't like women.
I thought you were going to say I didn't have a big willy, because that ain't true. Let's move on to Ollie and Sam. Another couple. Are they on? Are they off? Are they on? Are they off? Like, because, you know, Sam went into the diary room and she was like, you know, I don't see Ollie like that. She's a friend. Then we see her confronting him saying, that's not actually what I said, you know. What's going on
I was
now?
quite confused watching that tonight because I really like Sam and I really like Ollie as well. And kind of watching it, there were parts of it where I went, this is Towie. Like, it was almost like she'd gone into Towie mode. It was like, I don't know what you're talking about. But he's either a brilliant actor or those long lingering looks that he gives her are genuine. And I think he really does like her. But I think she doesn't know. I think, like Lee said, she's very aware. She's very aware of herself in there. She's very aware of the cameras. And I think she probably doesn't really know. She doesn't want to do the wrong thing because she's seen Lee and Casey and Jasmine and all of that.
Yeah.
But then, you know, if the right thing is getting on with him, she probably wants to wait till she's out of the house. Who knows?
Nobody knows.
But we'll find out soon because we've only got a week left.
Well, listen, we have only got a week left and we're a week away from crowning our 2014 Celebrity Big Brother champ. But who do you think is going to be now upping their game to win? And that was the sound of a horse.
I think they're all going to be upping their game. I'll tell you who I think is going to face eviction next.
Go on then, go on.
I think Jim will be up again.
Yeah.
I think Linda will be up again, and I think Casey will be up.
And out of them three, who do you think is going to need to be worried the most?
Well, it will be Linda or Casey, because Jim ain't going nowhere.
He ain't, is he? I don't think he is.
In my, you know, judging. That's not me with inside knowledge that we're fixing it to keep
controversial!
Him in. That's just, you know, judging by what's happened and how much people love him, then I can't see him going anywhere.
Well, on that note, I think we should give it up for Mrs. Emma Willis. That's part one done and dusted. Coming up, I'll be having a casual little grapple with your 4th evictee, Liz, and it could get a bit messy, so I'll see you after this. Oh, cheers, bro. Welcome back. Celebrity Big Brothers here on the side. Now, think of us as the main show's Louisa, to Jim. We're vulgar and obvious, and we're quite proud of that, aren't we, guys? So listen, you gave Liz her marching orders from Bournemouth Celebrity Hideaway, and now she's nothing more than a BB refugee. She's going to be here in just a moment. I like that line. I did like that, yeah. But first, let's have a little look at Liz's story.
My horse, I would stab you.
Possibly one of my favourite lines of the series. Now, she wasn't asked to be in the Cool Girls gang, and she wasn't picked for the netball team, but unfortunately, she was picked for this. It's your 4th evictee, Liz Jones! Sit over there, Liz. Give her another round of applause. How are you? Are you all right?
I'm traumatised.
I bet. How are you feeling?
I'm so happy to be out.
It's so nice to see you, though, Liz. You look so much more refreshed just being out of the house for, like, 45 minutes. Like, what's going on?
It's exhausting in there. It's like being in a room with, like, 8 children, really. Naughty children.
Naughty children.
Yeah.
Well, Liz, listen, you survived your first nomination, you survived your second. Why was it third time unlucky for you?
Well, I was up against Jim and Sam, and I think they're the most popular two. I think they'll be in the final, and it'll be between those two.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, but listen, until the start of this week, it did look like time couldn't pass quick enough for you. Have a little look at this.
Here we go.
And I was like, it was just fine. And then he just was like overboard. And then I obviously didn't know who he was. I didn't know what rugby meant. I was like, I don't know. I didn't know anything. We don't know anything about these folks. Not anything. So then.
Liz, that is why we loved you, let's be fair. That is why we loved you. But let's talk about that first night that you went in. Now, it did look like you sort of become a bit oppressed by the group on launch night and you sort of removed yourself from the group a bit. Why was that on the first night?
Well, they're all extrovert, and I'm not extrovert at all. And I think I said in the diary room, I quite liked being tied to Dappy.
Yeah.
Because he was like my little friend. And when we got separated, I was sort of cast adrift. But they're all quite self-obsessed. Like, they can't walk past a mirror without checking the hair and I feel I'm not that self-obsessed, really, and I didn't look in any of the mirrors. But I felt I threw up that first night when I got in the house. I went in the loo and I threw up. I spent the first night on the floor of the loo throwing up.
Really?
I was so stressed.
Oh, Liz! Liz! Oh, if I would have known that, I would have popped in and give you a little cuddle. But listen, one thing that we did notice is that, you know, people seem to talk over you quite a lot and not really listen to your opinion. And have a little look at this.
She wants Lee out, doesn't she?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So she picked us because she's not bothered about us coming out.
I don't think it meant any harm to you at all.
Oh, I don't care, because I'll probably
But
never
if
see her
Emma
again.
had asked me that question, I'd have said,
But you
I'm
should
going to
care. I
say...
care when people are bad to me or harmful to me. You don't think I do, but I am. It eats me up.
Now, looking at that like that, that seems really awful, that someone's just dismissed you. I don't know whether Jim did that on purpose or not. I highly doubt he did,
No, I
but...
confronted Jim about that,
Yeah.
and I said to him, am I invisible?
What did he say?
And he said that he's also a bit deaf, and he apologised for ignoring me. But, yeah, they did... I think they all thought I was nothing, really, and I was invisible.
You definitely weren't invisible, Liz. You definitely weren't. I think you've been a great housemate, to be perfectly honest. That's my opinion, but I do think you have been a great housemate. But you have just touched on it. Obviously, we do know that you do have hearing difficulties. Do you think that your other housemates took that into consideration 9 out of 10 times in that house? Because sometimes, like we've just seen there, it didn't seem like they always took that on board.
The only person who kept saying to people, look at Liz, stand next to Liz, was Louisa. So although we didn't get on at first, we actually grew to like each other more and more, I think. And I really like Louisa.
So it was that Louisa obviously helped you out there and
Yeah.
said, no, look, we need to explain this a bit
Yeah.
more. Or, that's really, really lovely. Let's talk about the house sort of dynamics in there. You know, Linda was sort of their house mother, if you like. You know, you had Sam, she was the good daughter. And then you had the other girls that were just like the tearaways, shall we just say. Do you think if you created more of a female role in the house that you might still be in there?
Well, Linda did all the telling off and the nurturing. I did most of the cleaning and the washing up. And also, I got really told off for nominating Sam. Because they're all looking after her, because she's like the baby. And I didn't realise. I think I went in the diary room and I said I didn't know I was supposed to be her mother or her agent.
At the end of the day, Liz, I know that I might be speaking out of turn here, but that's your nomination. You can nominate whoever you want.
Yeah.
That's the game, you know? And I can see what the other housemates were saying, you know, like, oh, you've just done that because you didn't think she'd be in trouble, and it could ultimately lead to her being evicted if enough people voted. But that's your nomination, Liz. You shouldn't feel bad for nominating anyone. Everyone's got to do
I got
it.
into such trouble.
I know, we saw
And what
it.
are they going to do now when they haven't got me to nominate? They're going to have to nominate each other.
This is where it's going to get good. Well, listen, Louisa, you touched on Louisa. You said that she was a good friend to you in the end. She's still in there. She's very opinionated. She's very outspoken. She's very honest. Do you wish that you were a little bit more like Louisa
Yes.
in coming
yeah,
forward?
we had that conversation. I need a bit of Louisa. I need a bit of her confidence. And she needs a little bit of me as well, a little bit of humility, able to listen. Yeah, so I definitely need some of her confidence.
Do you think you two will stay in touch after the show?
Definitely. I'm going to educate her in films, because she didn't know who Fred Astaire was, and she didn't know who Gene Kelly was.
Shock. That's really disgusting, Liz. Is that how you're going to be championing then? So obviously to win. You'd like to see Louisa win?
I don't think Louisa really, really wants to win. I became quite fond of Ollie, and I wore lots of his clothes. And he's just
Did he wear any of yours?
Okay. He's a really, really sweet young man. He really is.
He's a really lovely guy. But listen, along with Linda, you were one of the oldest female housemates in the house, and you did go through sort of tough times in there whilst you're in there being an older housemate. Why didn't you bond with Linda as much as you should have on paper?
We did bond on one particular night. She was talking about her sister, and I was talking about whether or not I wanted my boyfriend to come, and she said I should go to the diary room and say, can you please come on eviction night? And we did have lots of tears and everything. I don't know why she didn't really like me. I don't know.
It just wasn't that click?
I asked her a lot about her career, you know, so
Did she ask you a lot about yours?
No, not really, no. No one did.
Oh, Gemma, I just want to give you a cuddle. I'm going to do it. I just want to give you a cuddle. I love you. I just want to stroke your hair. Listen, Jim did say one night that you wasn't a celebrity, but obviously, like you said, 69 million people read your columns,
Yeah,
you know?
he said, but you're not famous.
Well,
so...
why did that bug you a lot? Because we really did see you get annoyed, and you really did stick up for yourself there, which was nice to see.
Yeah, I think Jim... I did like Jim, and he did make me laugh, and he was very nice to me, but I just think he has he's quite arrogant, and I don't think he liked me that much. He would only really talk to the boys or the young, pretty women. He didn't really listen to me.
Well, if that's your theory, I think that's quite obvious, because the two people that you didn't really get on with that well in the house was you and Linda, the older females in the house. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, listen, if I...
And Louisa.
And Louisa, yeah, but they've had a lot of Barneys, let's be fair. If I give you the power now to remove someone from that house, who would it be?
Jim.
Jim? Do we agree? No. Whoa! It's up and down. Give it up for Liz. Give it up. She's not going anywhere, but I have had my go at giving her a little once-over, and it'll be the turn of my panel of legendary housemates and my fantastic audience. Plus, we're going to have all the latest from the nominations, and they've been going at it face to face, guys. See you in a bit. Welcome back to the Celebrity Glorious bit on the side, where, like Dappy and Louisa, we have been cleaning up the main show's mess since day uno. Right, it's Q&A time. Let's start with the panel. Gina, what is your question for Liz Jones?
Liz, if you could go back in the house, what would you change?
What would I change?
Come on, get on with it.
John McCrew! Don't start on Liz.
I was desperate to have a video from home. I was desperate for a video of my puppies. Aww. Or a letter from home.
Or a letter from the cats.
Letter from the cat. So you're desperate for contact with the outside world, so some sort of video or something. And we really wanted a DVD with popcorn.
Oh, yeah.
More than anything.
Yeah.
So one film and some popcorn.
Do you know what, Liz? I'd suggest going to the cinema then, instead of going to Big Brother. Dare I ask, John McCrewick, what is your question?
I have to ask you, Liz, you dish it out all the time in the Daily Mail, 69 million readers, and I'm one of them. If I said to you, many people think that you resemble one of the witches in Macbeth, would you object to that?
Well...
Go on, Liz! Go on, Liz!
We had this task where we were either going to be in the 18 certificate room or the U certificate room. And if I'd been in the 18 certificate room, I'd have been the woman who came out of the well with the black hair, the ring.
Also, the most remarkable thing you said is that you have not made love until you were 32. What I want to ask you is, how many offers did you have before that?
No.
John! John!
That's very personal. I have none.
Liz, don't grace him with an answer. Sophie, let's raise the bar. What's your question for Liz Jones?
I'm gutted you're out, by the way. I thought you were fabulous. As did the audience. So my question for you is, there at times you look really bored, if I dare say that. I mean, when you're having cups of tea. So was there anybody in the house who intellectually stimulated you, or were you genuinely just bored?
Two people stimulated me, Louisa and Jim. I had really good conversations with Jim, and I had really good conversations with Louisa, and I think Louisa and I will be really good friends once she's out.
What are you going to write in the Daily Mail about your experience?
I don't think I'm going to write about it. I'm going to put it behind me.
Good luck to you, Liz. Good luck to you. I think it's about time we did a couple of audience questions. So I believe you've got a question. Do you want to stand up for me, though?
Louise, I'm sorry to see you sitting here tonight.
That's Liz.
I'm sorry, Liz.
Good start, babe. Good start.
Tell me, if you can imagine the housemates as animals individually, what would they be?
I didn't hear that.
Right, so basically, if you had to choose a few housemates and you had to compare them to what type of animal they'd be, who would be what animal?
Well, Casey is like a little deer. She's got these big brown eyes, and Dappy is like a meerkat.
Always on the lookout. Thanks for your question. I believe you've got a question. Do you want to stand up for me, babes? Come on, babe, get yourself up.
What would be your headline for your first article post Big Brother?
Oh, that's good. What would be your headline for your first article post Big Brother?
Come on, get on with it.
John McCready!
Leave her alone, please.
I'm not Nigella.
Shut up, John!
I'm not Nigella.
Go on, Liz.
The day Evander Holyfield punched me in the face, he did.
What, with his comment?
Yeah.
About punching the horse?
Yeah.
I think we were all quite shocked at your reaction when you just said you were going to stab the heavyweight champion of the world. It was a good comeback. I haven't got time for your question, Helen, but we're going to get to you next time. Right, quickly, back up the panel. Gina, I believe you've got another question for Liz.
Get on with it.
Gina,
Just
John,
shush.
you've took
Just
too
shush.
long. You've took
He's
too
really-
long.
No.
You've took too long,
Okay,
so I'm going to have to...
Which housemate do you think will sell more stories and make the papers?
Louisa.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
Simple answer, simple answer. Round of applause for your questions. I think it's a night off. So Liz and I have only just left the house, but who are the housemates gunning for now? Have a little look at this.
Anyway, by the time they divide
That
it
would
out,
be so much easier
only
if
Monday
they all
would
just
all be
put
up.
us up,
I agree.
wouldn't it?
Monday there's only one more.
Unless you vote so that everyone manages to be up.
No, let's nominate. Fuck it. Have some backbone, all of you. Come on.
Yeah, since when did I become so soft?
It's all right, I'm rubbing
You became what?
I'm contagious.
So since when did I become so soft?
Maybe you were grown with my balls.
This is Big Brother. Shortly, housemates will nominate. But tonight, you will nominate face to face.
Oh, again, are you bored of that one? Can't you think of fuck all else?
You know, it's no secret that we've had rows in the house, and although, you know, we do speak, it's a love-hate relationship, as we said earlier on, but maybe it's my fault, but I can't get over the row that we had last week, and that is why I'm nominating Jim.
First nomination. Sorry. But it's Lulu. She called me sexist. And then all of a sudden, today, or yesterday, she went up to the diary room and took that straight back. First of all, my mum will be mortified if she knew her son was sexist, because she didn't raise him up like that. And that touched my soul. Need I say no more?
Oh, well, listen, to see the full set of face-to-face noms, make sure you tune into tomorrow night's main show. Liz, what do you make of that?
Well, it's kind of predictable that Linda would nominate Jim.
Yeah, I think that's safe.
But I didn't think that Daffy would nominate Louisa.
I know.
They're really good friends.
Well, make sure you watch the main show tomorrow night to find out everything about face-to-face noms tonight. Hello, Ian.
Hey, man, how's it going?
Ian, Liz,
Hello,
Ian.
nice to meet you. Good to meet you. Hey.
Love this. What's going on?
Well, we've got some questions for you from our online viewers, but first, Task team need your help because we've got a task going in and we want to know what you truly think of the housemates, OK? Give us your most honest opinions. Use the hashtag CBBTask.
Hashtag CBBTask.
That's right, on Facebook or on Twitter. So get them in there. The best ones will be on the task.
Amazing.
And,
Got any
watch
tweets?
this space. Yes, OK. So, Liz, Brad the Lad Long says, you say you don't like people touching you, but I'd like to kiss you all over. I want to marry you. Will you accept?
Go on, Liz. I ain't had a marriage proposal lately.
There's a proposition.
That man out there mean about, did I have any offers before I was 32? What did he mean by
I
that?
wouldn't take anything John McCurrick says.
Would you accept the offer, though?
No.
No.
Sorry, babe.
She's taken.
Try
She's
again
taken.
later.
Ian J. Taylor, which housemate would you never ask for fashion advice?
Ooh.
Jim.
Jim, why?
Because he wears this sort of check three-piece suit with a waistcoat.
Cool.
He'd look better in a black
Straight
suit.
out of Dr.
Yeah.
Yeah. OK, Mark Lachlan said, did you really only bring 3 pairs of knickers into the house?
Yes, and I keep washing them every day and drying them.
Oh, my God.
My agent said I was only going to be in there 4 days.
Well, your agent is a lovely person, but they were wrong. Good bit of chat there. Cheers, Ian.
No problem.
That is a wrap for eviction number 4. Thanks to all my guests and my fantastic audience. Love them. Emma's back tomorrow night steering the good shit. But tomorrow night, along with Matt Johnson, Annabelle Giles, and Cornish comic god Jeff Rowe is here. All right, no logo? That's what he says. I'll be back here on Friday night for the fifth edition of the series. Good night.